Okay, first one is going to be ankle circles, right? We're going to go 3 slow and then 3 dynamic both ways. So, slow, controlled all the way around, and get full in range, and back around. And we'll go 3 fast, 3 fast the other way. Repeat on the other side.
All right, guys, so now we're gonna go into the heel toe walk, and this is more that slow dynamic movement for the activation of the ankle itself. So we're gonna activate the peroneals, we're gonna activate the gastroc, we're gonna work on that range of motion so that we can have strength there in the lower limbs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my foot, again, I'm gonna get into dorsiflexion, then I'm going to drive my foot all the way to my forefoot up into extension, and then switch legs. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flex. These are the heel toe walks. Maintain a core brace. Make sure you're gaining that balance, right? You're not falling off. You want to stay nice and tight. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the heel walks, and we're gonna maintain that dorsiflexion as we go to step. And this is basically gonna increase the isometric strength in the end range with more velocity and more force being absorbed into the ground. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just drive both of our feet up, stay on the heels, and walk every step. Stay up, make sure the toes don't drop. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the toe walks, and basically what we're trying to do is work on the plantar flexors there. Same concept as a heel walk, we're trying to absorb force in that end range of isometric tension. Here we go. Get up on your toes, then we're gonna walk through that range. Step each time, grabbing the ground. All right, guys, so now we're gonna move our way up the kinetic chain, going into the hip. We're gonna work on that controlled articular rotation in a quadruped position. The main thing you wanna focus on is maintaining a neutral spine. You don't wanna use your back for any movement. You wanna make sure that you're locking down your rib cage, tightening up your core so that you can just move the hip as its entire range of motion and make sure that you're gaining that range as you go further into the workout. Let's do it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the ground and screw your hands in, locking down your lats. You're gonna make a tight brace with your abs, almost like you're trying to drive your upper ab into your rib cage. So you're driving it in, staying nice and tight there, locking your core down. I'm gonna drive my knee up into flexion. Then I'm gonna go out to the side as far as I can, rotate back, squeeze the glute, back in, and then back around. Nice and slow and controlled. Up and back is 1, all right? And we're gonna do both sides. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do some core work with the V sit-up. Now, all you need to do is just get your legs out like a V position. You're gonna come down, sit up with your upper body, keeping your body posture aligned. As I drive up into flexion, I'm coming back down with my hands up over my head. Try to drive your heels into the ground as well. All right, so now we're gonna get into the 90-90 hip flow. And basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to stretch out the piriformis, we're trying to stretch out the muscles of the hips, and then we're also getting hip dexterity because we are gonna be working through that range of motion from internal and external rotation. So chest up, you're gonna come down, make sure that you're at a 90-degree angle, right? 90-degree angle on your leg here, 90-degree angle in external rotation and in internal rotation. Chest is up, you're gonna drive your sternum over your shin here, maintaining a neutral spine, get to the end range of the stretch, then slowly come out of that. From there, you're gonna open while keeping this knee down. Open, you can use your hands for balance. Come back around, stretch. Open, back around. Open. Try to make sure that you're driving the knees away from each other. All right, so now we're gonna go into the spinal segmentation where we're gonna be doing a cat-cow maneuver. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get into a quadruped, so hands and knees, and then we're gonna segment the spine. Segment by segment, we're gonna move into flexion and extension. This is gonna make sure that we're gaining the mobility that we need optimally, and then also we're getting some synovial fluid pumped into that spine so that we can do work ahead. Let's do it. So, hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips again. We'll start off into extension here. Then I'm gonna drive my chin down, round out my upper back, drive my abs in, squeezing my glutes. Then I'll reverse the process. I'll open my low back, mid back, upper back, and head. Back down again, round, round. All right, so now we're gonna move our way up to the shoulders, and we're gonna do a prone swimmer. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna lay flat down with your face down. You're gonna take with your arms, you're gonna go with your thumbs up, straighten out the arms into a Y position, rotate, internal rotation all the way back behind you, and then bend your arms like you're getting handcuffed, back around, and back through. All right, here we go. Squeeze your glutes to lock down your rib cage. Drive your abs into the floor. Thumbs up, rotate. Okay, so for the controlled articular rotations of the neck, you are going to first go ahead and irradiate your entire body, clenching your fists, making good intra-abdominal pressure in the lower abdomen. And we're going to go ahead and rotate our head all the way through, big rotation, big circles, end to end, each range. If you do feel a pinch point inside that range, make sure you go around it, don't go through it. Repeat the process twice. Make sure you're getting full range of motion throughout each circulation. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and go into a double leg version of the groiners, and we're gonna go ahead and get into that squat position, drive our hands into flexion, so that V position, and then stand up into a squat. So we're gonna go down, drive up into the squat position, V up, then stand tall off of the squat. Back down, good position here. Sit your butt down as far as you can, drive the knees out, open the arms, and then stand up tall. Hold position, V, stand up. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into our controlled sit-outs. This is gonna help with shoulder dexterity. This is also gonna help with rotational strength and firing up the transverse abdominals in a way, right, in the obliques. So what we're gonna do is get in a good position here, tabletop position, knees slightly off the ground. From there, I'm gonna rotate, head up, chest up, and then back around, switch, 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 switch. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into another dynamic movement with the squat jack. This is gonna help activate the legs. It's also gonna get you into that flexion position in the shoulders, and we're just getting the body warmed up again. So right here, you're gonna start off just like a traditional jumping jack, but we're gonna go ahead and add a squat to it. So you're gonna come down, boom, and then back up. All right, so now we're gonna work through the frontal plane and work on stretching out the adductors, but also getting lateral force displacement. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a side lunge or a Cossack squat. When you hit that lunge, you're gonna push off the side leg here. So you're pushing off and then getting into hip flexion and knee flexion. So it's here, drive up, boom. Sit back, drive up,